live. We are live for another episode of MDJ Same Brewery, the Scoop Phase YouTube production. We're driving on a hill right now, talking with this accent, because why not?
I know why we're suddenly in the deep south, but I am proficient.
I'm not sure how deep south this is.
I know why
I'm not even sure if this is real accent.
Director Leonard Church.
Sure, why not? Hi guys, welcome. We're going to finish our set review. You'll probably be seeing both halves today, as I have not uploaded either of them
I don't know why
yet.
holding so much stuff.
I'm lazy.
Anyways, we were on blue and white in the last video. I think we're in the right spot, but we're going to skip some cards. The last card I talked about was
Anavenza, maybe? I don't know.
Dragon Hunter.
Sure.
The one white, 2/1 that has other lines of text. It's throw dragons, can block dragons, don't have read.
Are you playing a white aggressive deck that plays on top white lands? White red aggro should play one rules, but that's whatever.
So now we're talking about illusionary gains. That's next card.
Oh no, let's just skip this one.
No, it's so cool though.
It's so bad.
3 blue. Enchant creature, you control enchant a creature. So it's like mind control. But whenever a creature enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, you have to attach illusionary gains to that creature.
You have to. Not a may.
You have to. So,
Awful.
depending on what deck you're up against.
If you're against like Absent control with only like 9 creatures and all of their creatures are good, sure.
And like
This card
Elspeth.
is-
No, like Elspeth. But like Elspeth makes this card pretty bad. But
Their deck.
you wouldn't play against normal Absent. Like there are times you're gonna get something pretty good, and it's
There
gonna take
are
them
times
all
they're
out.
gonna give you an Elvish Mystic, and then there's gonna beat you down because all you have is an Elvish Mystic. Like, this card is bad. Don't play this card. Don't.
Sideboardable.
No, it's not.
I will sideboard it. Maybe.
This card's bad. Like, I don't even think this card's good enough to touch it.
Echoes of the Kin Tree. You like this card?
I do like it. I just don't know if it's constructed playable.
Neither do I, but it's cool. 1 and a white. It's an enchantment. Tap 2 and a white. Bolster 1.
This card is awesome.
In draft, yeah.
I don't know how good it is constructed. It is a mana sink, but mana dump, I suppose is the proper phrase. Because I did get this card limited, and I drew like a total of 5 spells, and still almost won that game. Still lost because that when you kill your opponent's Sarkon Unlimited, and they buy it back, sir, it's really hard to win that game, especially with only 5 spells.
Go morph. There you go, morph.
There you go.
Okay. Some living lore. I've heard people talking about this. I don't know if it's any good.
Boop. Skip.
So we skip it.
Yeah. Skip.
Monster Lore Master. I'm just kidding.
I don't even know what that
That's
is.
the Megamorph guy that kept buying back
Boop.
Sarkon.
Skip.
Station. Negate. Cool new art.
Sees play in modern and standard, so we'll continue to see play in modern and standard. The artwork is sick though. I can't wait to get some foils of that.
This card's... I don't know if this is playable, but it's interesting. Gleam of Authority. You know this card?
Nope.
1 and a white enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchant creature +1/+1 for each other creature with a 1/1 counter on it. So it's not like +1/+1 for each one. Wait, is it? For each +1/+1 counter on other creatures you control. Yeah. So it gets +1/+1 for each counter on a creature you control.
Maybe in a
Enchanted creature has vigilance, and then tap white and it. Bolster 1.
for 2 mana.
2 mana enchant creature, and then 1 mana to activate.
This card has okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. This card definitely has constructed applications. Like if you're playing Anavenza, the new one deck, the Kin Sphere or whatever. Like that definitely seems really good with this card because all your creatures are going to enter. And in a deck like that, you're probably playing white weenie with like Soldier's Pantheon and stuff. So your 1 mana 2/1s or 3/2s. This can bolster some more. Like it can get big fast. Of course, it also just dies to removal, but lots of things die to removal. So
Great Split Artesian dies to removal, and you are talking about it because it's a Jedi.
Turn the camera down a little.
Whoa.
It's a Jedi.
Great Split. It's the 2 and a white for a 2/3 that gets +2/+2 for each aura on it. It's like the worst core guy that...
That's
Spirit
what
Dance.
you do for your opponent's exiled stuff.
No, core Spirit
Core
Dancer.
Spirit Dancer.
Broken as balls.
Core
but-
Spirit Dancer is 2 mana O2. It's +2/+2 for each aura on it, but whenever you cast an aura, you draw a card. So
Yeah. A little bit better. Modern staple. Palace Familiar.
That's not a modern staple. He's playing one deck.
Yeah, now it's a
One
modern staple.
like tier 2 deck, tier 1.5 deck.
It's a tier 1 deck, let's be honest there.
Not tier 1.
Yeah, it's Affinity's tier 1. Right? It has to just, you have to have, if you have specific hate for Bogles, you You can beat Vogels, but if you
Vogel's
don't...
also a lot more volatile than Affinity ever has been.
Of course it is.
In modern.
Well, you can say that.
Well, look at Affinity stuff.
Profaner of the Dead.
Yes. Okay, this card is sick and limited.
3 and a blue for a 3/3 with exploit. Whenever it exploits a creature, you return all creatures your opponents control to their owner's hand with toughness less than the exploited creature's toughness. It's just less than.
Yes.
You told me it was equal to me, douche.
I thought it was. In all honesty,
Cheated me out of a game.
Well, I would have exploited the bigger guy. In all fairness, I do think this card is Profaner of the bulk. But this card is also very good. Like, I did get this in my both my sealed... Yes, this card is definitely first pickable. I got this in both my sealed pools. And, like, every time I played this guy, I won the game. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's sick. This card is amazing. There was something to know with exploit. If you kill your opponent's exploit creature in response to the trigger, like the creature that has the exploit ability, if your opponent sacrifices a creature, the ability will do nothing. Because the creature is not there to exploit that creature. So, also, if someone tries to do that to you, if you play an exploit creature and they kill your exploit creature in response, don't sacrifice a creature, because it will do nothing and you'll sacrifice a creature for no value. God, please don't let this get in my car? Okay, we're good. But, just so you know that happens. Don't let it happen to you.
Silumgar Sorcerer. 1 blue for a 2/1 flash flying with exploit. Whenever it exploits a creature, counter-target creature spell.
I think this card could see standard play. Like, 3 mana, 2 flying power with flash is historically very good and limited. This is no exception. But
decent standard.
It has counterspell. Well, it has Essence Scatter attached. Nullify for those you don't know.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
My brother plays Nullify in his blue-white control deck, and his quote is, Essence Scatter has never been so good in Standard.
Correct. Essence Scatter has never been so good.
In our experience, Essence Scatter has never been as good as it is now in Standard, which is why we have Nullify and not Essence Scatter in Standard. Thank you, Wizards.
Fuck you, Wizards.
But this is Essence Scatter attached.
Not really. I like you guys, but come on.
This card, it has potential. I personally don't think it'll see a ton of play. It might see some sideboard play.
Over to me now.
But it has the potential.
There's sunlight in your face. And my face. But red beard. Skywise Teachings. Josh, you know this card. 3 and a blue. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it's still playable.
Skywise Bulk.
It's an uncommon, so of course it is. 1 and a blue. You may pay 1 and a blue whenever you cast a non-creature spell. If you do, you get a 2/2 flyer. So it's like Talrand-ish.
The card is good.
Hard to deal with.
My first pre-release pull was sick and had 2 of these.
With rebound.
Yeah,
God,
no,
so good with
like
rebound.
Unlimited, like this is, if you can get the blue-white prowess rebound deck, this is one of the key cards to be getting, because as the game goes on, you're going to start casting your rebound spells, this guy.
Or you just get like 5 of that thing that makes a 2/2 flyer with rebound.
This card, no, that card's really bad.
What? The 5 mana? No,
Yes.
I'm not talking about for constructed. I'm not about unlimited.
I know, the card's still really bad.
Why?
Because it's 5 mana. Anyway, this card is like one of the key components of that deck. Myth being the main component, like the best one to be getting, but it's also a rare, so you won't always get it. But this card is pretty bulky. Costs 4 mana for an enchantment that won't do anything the turn it comes into play. So it's probably best to just let it be.
Secure the Waste.
Why are we talking about these bulky cards?
No, Secure the Waste is actually good.
1 white X.
Pros are talking about it.
Oh. 1 white and X, put X1 1 white soldiers into play.
Yeah, so for like 6 mana, you get 5 1/1s and instant speed. It's pretty good.
This will probably only see standard play. Maybe EDH.
Of course it will. Only
Maybe EDH and like the decks that play Whites and Zenith and stuff. Just I'm gonna ram into this big token maker and make a bunch of tokens and kill you out of nowhere.
Or my blue-white turtle.
This is a card that fits into those kind of strategies, but I certainly don't see it seeing a ton of play. It probably won't be very expensive. They are soldier tokens, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, if these were warrior tokens, I think it would have a shot. Just because, like, in the warriors deck, like, it's just a massive way to just kill your opponent out of nowhere if you just play, like, end of their turn, make, like, 4 1/1s. Not very impressive, very reasonable, 5 mana.
I like Use of Scholar. We're not going to talk about it. It's just like,
yeah. And then you just untap, play a chief, have a bunch of 2/1s, and just kill him out of nowhere with 10 damage.
But Erishon Foremost, on the other hand,
Oh,
that card is pretty good. 1 white for 1 colorless. I guess it's white and 1. How the A team talks about it, but it's a 2/2 with double strike, And whenever Aerial Transformers enters the battlefield or attacks another target warrior creature you control, gains double strike until end of turn.
Okay, now cards like this in Standard are either extremely playable or extremely unplayable. There's a bunch of variants of 3-mana 2/2s with double strike. Silverblade Paladin and Mirror Crusader were the two most notable ones printed so far that have seen constructed play. A bunch of the other ones just haven't. There's not a lot of support to make these 2/2 double strikers insane. Mirror Crusader had protection from 2 colors.
Relevant colors.
Yeah, 2 relevant colors in Standard. Silverblade Paladin gave another creature double strike and was in Standard with Ring Core for a long time.
And Lightning Mauler.
This does have a Silverblade Paladin effect.
Ish.
Of giving another warrior double strike.
Was there a lot of white warriors, to be sure.
But it also gives you another warrior when it enters, or another warrior, right? Or is it just it? The fact that it can do it right away is of note. Is it when another warrior enters?
No, whenever she enters.
Whenever she enters, she can do it immediately to another warrior, which is awesome. But it is certainly one of those cards that it can easily be bulk as well. If just a deck like that doesn't pop up, if there's no white weenie strategies, no black-white warrior strategies that are going to be very prevalent in Standard, this is certainly a card that I would not be speculating.
Probably not.
I think
we're talking about a card really good.
Yeah, I think the risk, it's definitely Standard playable. You can definitely play this at your FNMs. But if you want this to be money, I think the risk is just not worth the potential.
Like with Silk Wrap, that's a pretty decent card. Like, I don't know how much play it'll see, but Silk Wrap is 1 white enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less until Silk Wrap leaves the battlefield.
It's the new suspension field.
Oh, it says an opponent controls to be relevant. You can't like exile your own thing and then like world fire away the board.
So it's like the new suspension field. Except this one checks converted mana cost. So it hits the same things early that mattered in Core Surf Fix. But it only hits early things. It can't exile Siege Rhinos, Wingmate Rocks, Storm Breath Dragons. I mean, it couldn't exile those even, could target it. But Tarkir can't hit the big things. So,
like it's mostly probably gonna be like a good sideboard card for
the
deck.
This is probably at best a sideboard card for those things.
Unlike Anafenza, the Kintree Spirit.
Well, I feel like we
white for a 2/2 Legendary Spirit Soldier. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, bolster 1. So 2 mana 2/2.
This card's $3. I see it being somewhere in that range, $1 to $3. This card definitely has, like, I think. Actually, I don't remember all the rest. This card definitely has potential to see Standard play. Yeah, and White Weenie. It's a 2 mana 2/2. It adds double white to your devotion, which can very much matter. Does it have first strike?
Nope, it's vanilla-ish.
But whenever another creature enters, you're just going to bolster. All your 1-drops become 1 mana 3/2s. All your X2s that you play can make her bigger or themselves bigger. Like, she just seems like a very good creature in the White Weenie strategy. And if White Weenie were to make a comeback in Standard, like the Spear of Heliod, Hollow Triumph, Soldier of the Pantheon deck, like they have 12 1-drops now. Anafenza seems amazing in a deck like this.
Yep.
So, be on the lookout for that.
Are we going to talk about Uchitai's Exemplars?
I don't even know.
The 4 mana 4/4 guy? Okay.
On it.
Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you choose 1. It's 2 and 2 white for a 4/4. It's Mozart, tap target creature.
Yep.
It gains first strike and lifelink till end of turn. Or you blink it. You exile it and then you bring it back immediately. So it does not survive Wraths, but it survives Spot Room.
It also can never trade with the Siege Rhino.
Correct. But it can tap a Siege Rhino.
Can tap Siege Rhino. Does it keep it tapped or just tap?
Just tap target creature.
I think this card is a good sideboard card.
Like it might be like a good top end for like a blue-white heroic deck, but
the thing is, I'm not sure this card currently has a home. I think post rotation it can do something if the Jeskai deck sticks around, but currently in Standard there's just like the Jeskai deck you want to be playing in Standard right now is Jeskai tokens. You have the great mana base for that particular deck. Pain lands, Mana Confluence. You have your untapped lands on time. You have temples to help smooth out your draws. And then Jeskai's tendency to just break the game open.
Yeah.
And that card is not better than
so basically what we're saying is it has potential, but
currently is not going to do anything. And unless
currently not yet, but it has potential, depending on what we get. Mere Mockery,
it's a card to watch.
Is a great sideboard card and then main deck card for Mono Blue Devotion that people can try and play and then realize it's still not good enough. Mere Mockery is 1 blue, enchant creature. It's an aura.
mirror.
Whenever enchanted creature attacks, you get a copy of it on the battlefield.
Now this card is probably mirror bulkery, but I just want to sideboard this, show up a Deafenim. I want my opponent to play a Siege Rhino, and I just put it on there.
Here's the deck that's definitely going to play it. The mono blue devotion deck will enchant their own Master of the Waves.
You can also do that.
And, like, you get tokens, they stick around because you still have Master Waves. Or you enchant someone's Siege Rhino because you want to have a Siege Rhino that blocks their Siege Rhino, and you're Biden of Thossing them, obviously, because you're playing Mono Devotion and making them attack.
And you're Lightning Helixing them every...
Yes, and you're Lightning Helixing them every turn. And you get their blockers out of the way. So, sideboard play in, like, a blue-white deck for Siege Rhinos, like, control decks, but...
That's pretty sick.
By blue-white, I mean every blue deck can sideboard it. I don't know how many will.
I mean, one guy's going to do this on camera. He's going to put it on his Master Waves. He's going to attack.
No, I'm going to put it on their Master Waves.
Do you get to keep the token copy?
No.
I didn't think so.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
all
on
your
the
tokens
turn.
would just disappear.
Well, I block with my tokens. Because I'm Biden tossing them, obviously.
If you have a Master Race, you're fine. But this card is, like, probably not going to be very expensive. Like $1 or less, if I had to guess.
Man, I just can't wait for someone to mirror mockery their own creatures so I can mirror mockery it. So we both
Now, yeah. Now, if someone here plays EDH, and they see a ton of EDH play, pick up foils. That's my only thing.
I don't know if it's easy to play like over Clone Legion. I mean, come on. Radiant Purge, on the other hand, is a sideboard card only. Exile target multicolored creature or multicolored enchantment. There's no real reason to go over that much. It exiles decent targets, just Guy's Ascendancy and Siege Rhino. And then
you play Modern.
Like, again, sideboard card. Like, it's decent. But
it's again another great white sideboard card.
I wish it said permanent, but it does not. Dragonlord's Prerogative. 4 blue, draw 4 cards. It's one of those reveal a dragon. And the clause is if you reveal a dragon or control a dragon, it's uncounterable.
So it's opportunity with upside.
Yeah, so like
strictly better opportunity.
Like in the blue control decks that play it that might have Sulungar or Dragonlord Ujitai, or whatever other dragon they want to play. It's against in the mirror. It's an uncounterable draw 4 if you're playing those, which is a backbreaker, by the way.
The reason opportunity didn't see play last time is just because
Sphinx's Revelation.
Yes.
Like it saw play as like 1 or 2 as just like a 5th copy.
I had to play it in my Grixis control deck because my other draw was Underworld Connections back then. And then I just didn't have access to Sphinx Revelation. I needed a way to draw cards. Opportunity was that way. It was extremely powerful, but certainly not on the power level of Sphinx Revelation. But now that Sphinx Revelation is gone, you have Jason Ingenuity, Enhanced Awareness, Dig Through Time, and Treasure Cruise as your efficient draw spells in the format. Like to get just a bunch of cards at once. Enhanced Awareness, probably not amazing unless you're playing a bunch of Delve cards and don't have a way to fuel it, because it fuels 2 cards instead of the 1. But this card draws 4 cards. It'll dig you 4 cards every time, and it's only 1 more mana than Adjacent.
Let's be honest, you always want a -2 to draw cards on an R set. Drawing 8 cards is pretty good.
This card is definitely gonna have, it definitely has a shot now that Sphinx Revelation is out to see play in the blue control decks, especially for a card like Jason.
I played Opportunity with my Sphinx Revelation.
It won't be very much if you want to just speculate on this, but it's gonna see some amount of play.
I'm gonna try and get foils for my ender deck, but it's not gonna be a great card, and not many decks will play it. Because Ingenuity costs 5 currently, so unless Ingenuity does not get a reprint, then this will see more play. But until then, I think Ingenuity is probably just gonna see more play because it costs 5, and that's big. Shore Crasher Elemental, 3 blue. So it's a blue, 3/3. It's a Megamorph card, so it also costs 3 colorless. Megamorph is 4 in a blue, so it'll be a 4/4 for a total of 8 mana split over 2 turns, 2 or 3 turns, depending on what time you morph it. But it has tap a colorless. It gets +1/+-1 or -1/+1, so it's Etheling-ish. Because its other ability is tap blue, you exile it, and then return to the battlefield face down under its own control.
Now, I don't like this card. If you want to play Mono Blue Devotion, you probably have to.
No, the best part about this card is its triple blue cost.
Yeah, that's if you want Mono Blue Devotion to be a deck,
you have to.
It has to play this card. It's your triple blue Devotion adder. It makes your Thassa and your Master of Waves amazing. Though I don't think you should play Mono Blue Devotion in Standard. The meta is just not kind to it right now. If it were even still a deck, it's just the cards are
tier
playing
1.5.
If that, it's probably tier 2 or worse. Just because you have to play so many subpar versions of past cards. Your cards aren't as powerful, and the meta is not as kind to it as it was even back then. But this card doesn't have to see play in mono blue version. This card is certainly something I would not be playing. The fact that it comes back down face down is a big downside.
Yep.
Like if this could come back face up, I think this card definitely would have
I
a
wish
shot.
it just gave you a choice.
Yeah, like the green one does. When you
Like, it's not broken if you give it a choice. Like,
This
it's
card
hard to
is
kill at
just
that point, but...
This card is just so bland.
Yeah.
Just so...
Like, in order to blink it and then save it again,
Takes 6.
7 mana. 1 to blink it, 5 to unmorph it, and then another blue to blink it.
Just so bland.
Yeah, so bleh. But Anticipate, on the other hand, is not. I've anticipated this card quite a bit. 1 in the blue. Instant speed. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 in your hand, the rest on the bottom. Now, there's no real reason to go in-depth. It's a little impulse.
It's mini impulse.
Mini impulse. So it just says, dig cards.
Cards similar to this do see play in Modern. This will probably see play in Standard.
I don't know about
Pick
Modern.
up your play sets. You're probably going to want them. If you play blue a lot, in Standard or Modern, just pick up this card. It's a good card to have.
Yeah. Like, it's not going to be an expensive card, but...
It's not, since it is a common, it's like, other than maybe foils, if it does see Modern play, as a 4 of in several decks, then it's just not that card you absolutely have to have, but it's that card you're going to want, so pick them up.
Narset Transcendent. 2 colorless, and a blue and a white. She enters with 6 loyalty. She's a planeswalker, obviously. Plus 1. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a non-creature, non-land card, you may reveal it, put it in your hand. So it's like Dominate for, like, control decks. -2, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast from your hand gains Rebound. Which means as it resolves, you exile it, and then at the beginning of your next upkeep, you recast that card. You may recast that card.
This is Narset Transcendent of too much.
Yeah,
This card is $50 right now.
To our current knowledge. If you want it, and you don't absolutely need it, like if you need it for your deck to play in a big tournament, then you're obviously a competitive player, and spending $50 is probably what you're going to do anyways for your cards. But if you're not, and you don't need it, then wait, because it's probably going to end up around $25 or $30. Probably, it might end up at $20.
I'm thinking 15.
Well, I don't, just because it's a Planeswalker that's going to be good in EDH. People are going to try and force it in Modern.
This card
and it's still going to be at least sideboardable in Standard. Like,
it's
just
not
got
that
tokens.
good. Like, I don't see... It's not going to see too much Standard. Like, probably in EDH it'll be fine. With your 1 foils.
But I even like it just got tokens, to be honest. But
no, this card is just way too slow for those decks. Like, it
not saying sideboard.
Like, it doesn't impact the board when it comes into play.
Correct?
Unless your opponent's playing like a control deck, they can just completely ignore it.
That's what's at
Like,
sideboard.
I was playing aggro deck, and I can see the protection from mid-range deck. When your opponent plays an Narset and just pluses, like, until that thing gets to 9 counters...
Oh, we should probably mention the ultimate.
Yeah.
-9, as we just said, so just... She enters, goes up to 7, 8, 9, so 3 turns, basically. 4 turns. 4 turns, so like turn 8, you can ultimate this if they don't do anything. But you get an emblem with your opponents can't cast non-creature spells.
This card's just so bad. Like,
it's not
so bad. It's just so...
Not $50 worth,
yeah. Like, the thing is, this will not impact the board when it enters the battlefield.
Correct.
And unless you're playing a control deck, the ultimate normally won't matter. And if you're playing against an aggro or mid-range deck, they can normally just ignore an Narset completely and just go after you. Like, I did that and won most of the games. Like, he played a Narset, and I just ignored it and killed him.
Well, that's because got stuck on 5. The other games, it didn't win me the game, but it was pretty good. Like, I got a Rebound to Wrath.
Yeah, but I had no creatures anyway. I had like 3 lands in it.
Well, I didn't know
was
that.
Not a good sample.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But
it's still Rebound to Wrath.
But it's just not really that impactful unless you're against another control deck. So, if control is super popular, this card will be quite a bit just because how good it is against the control decks. But when aggro and mid-range are so popular, this card is just not... It's probably not where you want to be. I would avoid it in that kind of meta in the main deck. I'd just sideboard it then. Yeah. And I don't see it seeing Modern Legacy play in any big way. Maybe as a 1 or 2.
Do you want to just go over the lands and the very few playable artifacts real quick?
What playable artifact is there?
Good point. Evolving Wilds.
There's Evolving Wilds, a Crucible, whatever, Spirit Dragon. I will let my brother...
Haven of the Spirit Dragon, yeah. Evolving Wilds is tap, sack, look for basic, put it in play tapped. Decent card, it's like mana fixing, and like red aggressive decks currently play it to get Chain to the Rocks. Like they need their mountain to Chain to the Rocks, yeah. They play 1 mountain, so it always gets that mountain.
I think it's like red-white mid-range, but whatever.
Yeah. Like, they get their mountain so they can Chain to the Rocks. And then there's Haven of the Spirit Dragon, which is tap for colorless, tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, only to cast Dragon creature spell. or tap 2 and then sacrifice it. Then you get either a dragon or an Ugin Planeswalker card from your graveyard to your hand. Like, it'll see some play in Ugin decks just to buy back Ugin. Like, I'm playing 1 to buy back my 1 Ugin. And that's pretty much it. That's all it does, really. Like,
I think we touched the other colors.
Not really, we have another blue-white. Like, the only other play is, like, the dragon deck that people are going to play, like at FNM and stuff. Like, anyone does well at a competitive event, I'm going to be like, what? And the people are going to be like, what? And then I'm going to be like, what? Okay, and then the monuments are playable. Like, they're 3 colorless for Mana Rocks.
I'm out.
They tap for green or white.
I'm done.
Or you tap 4 and then, like, whatever color there is. Like, there's the green-white, blue-white, black-red,
Done.
blue-black, what's the last one? And green-red. So you tap 4 and then whatever the Dragon Lord color is. There I am. And then they become a 4/4 flyer. That's those colors. Like, they're playable. I think only the blue-white or the blue-black one will see play, if they see play. Because they're only going to be in the control decks. Why are you bringing your duffel bag full of cards in?
Is my laptop in it?
Don't. Leave it. Whatever. So he's gone. So yeah, they're playable. They're not going to be exciting. But I was going to play it, but in blue-white control, even though I play Ugin, I get to play Myth Realized, which I might just cut for these, because I've been playing Myth Realized, and then I have to play Ugin to live. Except once. But, and then Ugin minus any number above 0 will kill your Myth Realized. I'm not looking at the camera. Will kill your Myth Realized. So that's really bad. But, so I'll see what it's like. And we'll probably see that on stream, maybe. Definitely, probably, in our paper version on YouTube that you guys are probably, hopefully, watching. If you're not watching this on YouTube, I'm not sure where you're possibly watching it. But, anyways, I'm sure that Josh would have gone over anything in the last video. But our YouTube channel is obviously where you're watching this, MTG Steam Brewery. He has a Twitch channel. I think it's Pearsall's blog. He streams mostly just paper Magic. That's all of the streams. Mostly modern with his Mardu deck. Every now and then he streams standard. He has a new black red aggro deck he likes that he's hopefully getting to finish whenever the set drops for Moto. It's already dropped in paper. Well, by the time this is probably out, it'll be on paper. Like, it's this Friday, so. What else? Twitter. I think his Noble Show at Pearsall's blog. I am co-host Lackey number 2 at Zane Pearsall. He writes articles for MTG Bro Deals. And I think that's everything. He'll never know because he wasn't here. He should have known better. Never trust me. That is great advice. Never trust me. Except about Magic cards, because I'm good at Magic sometimes. Bye, guys. Where's the off button? Found it.